All right, Grand Rising Soul Siblings is Shay Seeking. Um, and I am back with what was I gonna say? I am back with another video. I just wanted to go ahead and tap into this because it was something that has been on my mind. And I don't know if this is the exact version, right? But this is a easy to read version of uh, the message that I'm trying to relay, okay, that I'm bringing. So again, when it comes to all this stuff, to me, it it's historical and biblical in a sense. So that's just how I see it, and so again, most of the stuff from now on that I'm doing on the channel or in this next couple of weeks, I guess, is trying to tell a story in a way of to um, spark some kind of remembrance or thought um, when it comes to the biblical, and historical. Again, the Bible is, I call it a history book in a sense, but it's her story too, and it is a story. Even though they try to exclude a lot of her story, it is a storybook. Past, present, and future. So yeah, so anyways, I just wanted to read this to you guys because it was something that was I think this is relating to something that was in the book The Spring that I've been reading to you guys, um, about some laws or whatnot that had to do with Black Hawk. So um, I'm just gonna read it, okay? So it says Chief Black Hawk was a warrior and leader of the Sioux tribe, um, or Sauk. See, Sauk, Saukanok, or Sauk. But again, just remember that a lot of these things changed over time. Names changed, things changed. This is just the way that I look at it, right? Just to clarify, you know, um, we have what's been written in the storybooks, but then there's a way where um, you can see, okay, all right, okay. So we have it written, we have a lot of written information, but who do you trust? How do you know? You know what I'm saying? Who was telling the truth? How do we know that this is exactly what someone said when they're telling these stories from different standpoints? Who wrote the story? What was their intentions on writing the story? Are we getting the truth? So again, there's a way of opening up records or remembering when it comes to you and yourself. So again, you'll know the truth. Again, a lot of us are uh, in a place and in a time where you'll know the truth when you hear it. So this is why I don't like to debate, and I don't like to take anybody's word for anything that much. There may be some truths in this article. There may be some stuff that is not true. But again, it's the way that it resonates with me and how I feel, and you know, um, you know, weighing it between self and source to see if this is something that has any kind of substance, that will give us some type of insight is what it, to me, ultimately is what I'm trying to do, is just get an insight in the past, again, present and future, our story. So it says here that, okay, but he was not actually a chief, but he held a high status among his people due to the successful war parties he led as a young man. Before Black Hawk had gained fame with the dominant society, he had a strong opponent of the treaty signed in 1804 by Indiana Governor William Henry Harrison, um, and chiefs of the Sauk and Fox nations. Black Hawk maintained that the treaty was unlawful because the full council of the nation had not been consulted, and later that those who had signed did not have the authority to cede. See, here we're talking about the seeds of semen, seamen or semen, just how I'm looking at it, and land. Okay, wait, authority to cede the land of the Saukanok. Now, Mm. So this is saying that they didn't have the right to seed. So again, right away, me being a womb, or woman, and seeing it the way I see it, this also could be, relating to taking over certain parcels of land, but at the same time, we could be talking about seeding, meaning placing seed within a woman in her womb. Um, Again, because a lot of this stuff had to do with women and the trade of women and routes of women and things like this into certain forms of servitude or slavery, or you know whether we're talking medical, whatever, women were up for the pickings, at some point, once the patriarchal society started to take place. Women were up for grabs at that point in time. So, throughout the story, even up into this day, I see things that may be going on this plane and all over the world. Of course, we see that there's trafficking of all sorts, but then again, I feel like I see something a little bit more sinister also taking place amongst the um, women, on this plane today, um, being bought and sold as a commodity or shared as a commodity, um, again, in ways that we're not even really ready to really take in, but have also been there for centuries. So it's just different technology nowadays. Um, so again, yeah, in modern day Illinois. So again, maybe it was something else then. When I always go back to thinking of um, Illinois, I don't know why I see a form of ancient Egypt. That's just my thing, especially when it comes to what is it called? Ooh, it's in Illinois, Cairo. But then again, Carolinas also remind me of, you know. But then again, that whole area reminds me of a part of the Nile that possibly dried up, or even when we're talking Euphrates, symbolically in a sense, right? Because we know that things have been turned upside down and switched. So whatever landmass, it is that runs um, east of the Midwest, you know, um, there's something intriguing about that area coming down from Canada down into the South. Um, you know, Looks like some type of mudslide or something happened on that terrain. That kind of intrigues me always. So anyhow, so I said that this probably was one of the reasons he decided to fight the Americans. So he decided to fight the Americans. Again, who the Americans were at that time, um, uh, you know, um, who were they? Um, we know 1828 things were changed in the dictionary again, but I've seen dictionaries or different type of dictionaries that were older than that possibly stated things. But again, fight the Americans on the side of the British during the War of 1812. So it says at the end of the war in 1815, the Sauk, we'll just use that, and Fox Nation signed a peace treaty in which the cession of land in 1804 was reaffirmed. Black Hawk, nevertheless, disputed the lawfulness of those actions. Black Hawk and the British banned about 500 warriors and 1,000 women and children, and old men attempted to move back to their original land. Again, this is sounding biblical to me, from where they had been settled west of the Mississippi River in 1828. Nonetheless, he was frustrated in his effort, and the Americans began settling upon the land of his Sauk people in Illinois. Black Hawk attempted again to return to Illinois with promises of alliance, but this did not materialize. So Black Hawk left Illinois as he traveled towards the Mississippi River. He and his band of people were attacked by the Illinois militia. I'd like to see who these people, who existed in these groups. Uh, this precipitated that Black Hawk War of 1832, which is where Black Hawk got his name. After the fighting was over, Black Hawk and the remnants of his band were captured and held outside St. Louis. One of my soul siblings was just talking about portals being opened up by the arch, possibly in St. Louis. And I thought that was pretty intriguing. In Jefferson Barracks, again, I don't know why this is reminding me of I know it's possibly not, but I just like to throw things out there, y'all. Again, it's never I'm not here to tell you what it is, what it ain't. Simply sharing what it looks like to me. So this is, I don't know, remind me of the book of Barak. But again, what I'll do after this is look at that and see if there's anything trying to link something to something for me to see. So his capture provided a political opportunity for Andrew Jackson's government. And so Black Hawk and the remnants of his band were put to use in the East as examples of defeated Indians. Okay. Wait, there's something I just want to look up real quick. And I apologize. You guys are here with me. But I want to see something about 500. Okay. I want to see something really quick. Come on. No, I'm lying. 500 men. Okay. Let's see if I can move it over. Okay. Let me see. 1,000. Let's see. 5,000 men were fed. Mark Luke note of 5,000 men. Was it 5,000 or 500, y'all? Notice that women and children are not the last effort. Okay, 1,000 wives. So why did God allow Solomon to have 1,000 wives and concubines? David, as recorded in 1 King 2, 2 through 3, be strong. Show yourself a man and observe what the Lord. It helps us to make decisions that are honor and the Lord agree with the scripture. Okay. However, died in 18. Okay, what is this? Men intentionally married more. By the time he died in 1877, his father had 56 children, 46. Okay, 800 to 1,000 in his harem, according to the Bible and Kings. So again, right now I'm just pulling stuff together to see where I need to look. But, I'm pretty sure that if we start to piece some things together here, we will see how these things, rather we want to look at it as it's something that is repeating itself, or if these were documents that were sent to us so that we can read into the story. Again, everything is not going to happen exactly the same way, I don't think, because you have different times, different wavelengths, different things going on. But again, whatever it is, it should be able to give us some type of insight is the thing. A level of understanding as to what's going on, right? So again, this also right here, feeding the multitude. So again, this is also reminding me of that story. Okay. And again, we're not going to go deep into it on here. that's something I'm here to kind of like lay the seeds down, and you can plant them if you want. um, so his sins included idolatry, marrying foreign women, turned away the first children. Okay, so anyways, I just wanted to see if there was even any reference, right? Any reference that we could take from that to try to correlate that with the scripture. So, all right. So I'll just keep that in mind, right? Because again, 1830 would have been, talking removal and all of these other things. So, um, okay. Now it says Black Hawk, along with a few other Native Americans. Again, we're using the term Native American here. See, these are saying defeated Indians here. Defeated Indians, right? East. So there was something else I was just reading in the text about East. I think it was in the book of Enoch about going east, but I'm not sure. Okay. Black Hawk, along with a few other Native Americans, were put on display for Easterners to gawk at. And again, I feel as though if you think about it in a different spectrum, we're seeing these things unfold right now with certain people being monitored or targeted or placed on display for whatever reason. Again, what they showed us in images is a traveling show or a traveling circus, or them putting these Indians on display is what they've shown, what happened, whatever, I'm just saying it. Where today we have technology that can pick up your voice wherever you are. Everything is watching you. Biometrics can see, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like the eye or the all-seeing eye being on you. And so I know, again, I've gone through stuff like this where you see things that are going on even on social media. Sometimes I have to put it down, or I just go directly to what I'm looking to look for, because sometimes it can be overwhelming when you know that their eyes were watching God's, or in a sense, or vice versa. So again, it can be kind of harsh because, I mean, okay, if you guys experience something like that, then you know what I'm talking about already. So this thing about being put, I always wonder about, apps like Clubhouse and stuff, and like what really be going on in some of these apps behind the scenes, so and again, like there's just a sense of, with all of this stuff, them wanting to be so in our business or in our private lives, where, what I'm saying? And I guess there's a balance too, I feel, between what is the work of God, the living God that is, I feel, on this plane today. And then, the ones that want to be, see, where the balance is there. Because again, we don't think that your God or your Father would be coming here with our behavior and just handing out candy. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of work, a lot of shadow work, just a lot of work in general, but anyways, okay, so that's what I'm saying. So on display or whatever. Ironically, the fame he achieved from this provided him a voice, allowing his story, so funny, and eponyms to live on in history. Black Hawk and his band served as purpose as captive celebrities. Um, and these are, what I would look at as men of power that had been, taken down a notch or something. I mean, in a sense, to show some form of shame or gratitude. I don't know. But the expansion of their fame could not be completely contained or manipulated by Jackson's political machine. Black Hawk and his companions became celebrities who rivaled, President Jackson's own political tour of the East. Yet Black Hawk's celebrity was highly malleable, often to further additions are political or, sorry, y'all, look at me, I'm all over the place. Okay. Often used to further editors, okay, own political and social viewpoints. So again, an editor, even when I'm looking at that, that term editor, that's again someone who is making alters or editing. Um, Again, all of this stuff brings me to even AI not being 100% of what this is speaking of in the biblical text and what it means, the difference between what it means today and what are we really? How many different fashions of beings are walking on this plane with us today? So, and again, no matter if there are different forms and fashions, there are only some that will be in that light, I feel, in these times. And again, it's even making me think about untouchables in a sense, right? As long as you're doing your due diligence, keeping faith, and being on that road, because nobody's perfect. But again, that's not for me to judge. Yeah, Black Hawk's celebrity was highly okay. We already read that part. Let's see. Okay, so again, often used to further editors' own political or social viewpoints. For example, on July 30th, I don't know why that date is sticking out to me because I think I was watching something, it was a video about Selassie that I put on my, that some birthdays and stuff were ringing bells. I don't know, they were just ringing bells to me. So it says in 1833, after the end of the Black Hawks tour, the Commonwealth, a Frankfort, Kentucky newspaper, reported that during one of his many interactions with society, Black Hawk had responded to the intense interest of Washington, D.C. Ladies with a cutting remark. The Debellin, you see what it say, okay? Yakor Manitu, okay, which was translated as, what in the devil's name do these squaws want from me? Sometimes you just have to laugh because, okay. So again, inside joke, okay? So what do they want with him? And it says Orlando Brown, the editor of this newspaper. So again, imagine someone that is having a lot of people flocking to them all of a sudden, right? Okay. Again, it sometimes it reminds me of some form of a competition or something, in a sense. I mean, it's even making me think about, like, even how it's just saying that, why did God let Solomon have those 1,000 wives or whatever? What are we talking about here? And what are wives, again, what are wives? They're some sort of a helpmeet, in a sense. And so, okay. So again, could this be reoccurring in these times as far as a new heaven and a new earth with a new genetic makeup and things of this nature? Okay, well, with the old, okay, makeup being used to make a new thing, okay, which was translated, okay, yeah, all right. So it says, the editor of the newspaper further circulated that Black Hawkiana, or it would be I don't know why I'm thinking Joanna, or Black Hawk you or Ioana. I don't know. Okay. And accepted that already extant information from the New York Carrier and the Inquirer that had been reported in New York Mirror. Y'all, I just be tripping. A lot of just stuff that have to do with black mirrors or mirrors in general or reflection. On July 13th, 1833, along with the retrospective biographical sketch and a wood cut print, we could speculate that the female fans of Black Hawk wanted a brush with the exotic, a hint of miscegenation, and a bit of the transgressive and imagined sexual and political freedom brought from the bodies of Black Hawk and his fellow Sauk Indians. However, we have no direct evidence of exactly how particular fans responded to Black Hawk and his good looking son. Nevertheless, Black Hawk and his female fans' identities were created through sexualized rhetoric circulated in the newspapers. The rhetoric and its reconstitute. How can I read today? Reconstitutive um, effects upon Indian and female identities. Okay, effects upon Indian and female identities diminished for some Americans. The political danger of a disruptive force. Well, on the western borders, supposedly, um, it further defeated the defeated Sauk and Fox Indians, and by extension, all Western tribes. Okay. So again, it says in early 19th century, the rhetoric. I think I'm going to just read these things here that I wanted to read, the main points here, and then leave it to you guys after this. So, in the early 19th century, rhetoric strategies used to indicate that a person was a celebrity included direct reference to his or her popularity as well as circulation rhetoric through media and cultural outlets. Again, this is reminding me on the show. Oh man, and see, this is my mouth just too damn big. Okay, just whatever. Okay, so popularity, circulation of rhetoric through media and cultural outlets. Besides being reported upon in newspapers or magazines, the celebrity might become the butt of jokes. Have his or her likeness parodied in the theater, again, at a party or in a magazine by be linked to a circus act, freak show, or parodies, or have a ship. See? And again, what ships are we talking about even in Deuteronomy? I just, sometimes I wonder. Or a racehorse named after him, her, or him. Okay. Again, and I wonder if this has something to do with even some type of currency or movement or financial something, to take with. Because again, when we're thinking about these women possibly in these relationships, I'm hearing that it was about, these women were wealthy women, whatever wealth would be meaning in those times. I'm pretty sure some of them were wealthy, healthy, wealthy. Some of them were good at doing certain things and again, making money. So, I mean, bringing something, to the table, okay? Whatever it would be. All right. So, it says here, each of all these occurred in conjunction, a great conjunction, huh? with Black Hawk's tour of the East Coast in the spring and summer of 1833. And a bit beyond his journey, Eastern newspapers were well aware of his celebrity. And this is what I'm telling you about things that be like in headlines being low key, really talking about some real shit that, again, might go over a lot of people's heads. The headlines, they tell stories to me that are beside what it's saying or wants you to think. So again, the perception or notion that they're giving, there's always an alter or alternative. Okay. The New York Courier, as reported in Georgia Telegraph, even affixed some numbers. So it says, wherever, I don't know, they go, great numbers are sure to follow them. Wherever they stop, hundreds and sometimes thousands besiege them. If they had been kept a show, which of course would have a shameful degradation, we verily believe that 100,000 might have been collected in the course of a few days for the privilege of seeing them. So again, yeah, like real life. Okay. Let's see. Okay, because this part, okay, this is where I kind of want to get to because this part is in the book, I believe. Okay, and I'm gonna show you guys the book after we read this. So it says, interestingly, the payment would be a degradation, but the parroting of the Indians was not. Okay, and even parroting, I don't know what that means because I haven't looked it up, but um, I see pair there. I see like a parody would be something that somebody acts out, right? In a way of acting like something. I don't know. If these strategies seem similar to those of the 20th and 21st century, again, like reality shows of today, they had them then. It's just a little bit different now. So, okay, it is because they are a celebrity is not a modern. So again, kings and queens, at heart, the children of, right? Celebrity is not a modern phenomenon. Black Hawk's story was published in 1833 as The Life of Black Hawk, or Makatimishi uh, Kiakik. I don't know. Again, I always like playing with these names because, again, I see something in them that's deeper. Even names of people that have come, I don't know. I just see something deeper in these particular names. But I think that this name is in the book that we're reading. So after returning from the East, Black Hawk tells his story to a translator, Mr. Leclerc, and the story is further edited by John B. Okay. Leclerc reports that Black Hawk went to the Rock Island Indian Agency. Okay. And I think Rock Island, if one of them is in Wisconsin, um, I don't know where, or if this is the one. Okay. But I know that they talk about Rock Island in that book as well. So, had asked him to help him publish his life story for a white audience because the mediation of these two men, the life of Black Hawk, has never been definitely argued as authentic. Okay. So, let's see. They tried to his, actual voice. If we adopted the point of the textual Black Hawk self-consciously constructed, we might more fruitfully discuss the text as a response to Black Hawk's captive celebrity. Yeah, you know what, y'all? I'm gonna stop there because I'm gonna find where it's talking about this in this book, so we can go back to the book. But this part is getting interesting, like I said, for right now. Oh, especially even talking about the village crier, because that's in that text as well. So, but again, the text we're reading in the spring is about Elijah the Third's grandson and Esther. Uh, yeah. So anyhow, okay, we'll be back. Take care. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.